What's up, everybody? It's Rick Pino here from Get Wisdom. What if God were to offer you a blank check and literally just say, hey, anything you desire, ask and I will give it to you? Well, that happened to King Solomon. God comes to Solomon, he says, Solomon, ask anything that you desire. And instead of asking for money, instead of asking for the life of his enemies, instead of asking for long life, Solomon said, God, the main thing that I desire is wisdom. And God answered him, and God said, aha, Solomon, because you have answered correctly, because you've asked for wisdom, I'm going to give you everything else. Guys, in today's training, we are going to be talking about first wisdom, then wealth. See, a lot of people, they think you've got to become wealthy, and the more wealth you have, the more wise you are. That's not how it works in God, okay? In today's training, I'm going to show you exactly how to pursue wisdom, how to grow in wisdom. And as you pursue and grow in wisdom, then as a byproduct, you will be able to flourish in wealth, in abundance, in prosperity, in honor, in riches, in every other area of your life. Stay tuned because we're getting into it all in today's training. Real quick, guys, today's training is brought to you by my upcoming 5-day live Create and Sell Digital Products Challenge, where I'm going to show you step-by-step exactly how to take the knowledge, the experience, the expertise that you already have, turn it into an educational resource that is hosted online like a course, a mentorship, an ebook, where you do the work one time. It has the potential to pay you over and over and over again. If you're looking for a side hustle, if you're looking for the number one way on how to create wealth ethically and morally online in 2025 and beyond, this is the number one way. Click the link down below, register as a VIP. You will not regret it, guys. Let's get into the training. In today's training, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you something very, very special. In fact, make sure to grab a pen and a paper because this is some really great stuff that I am excited to share with everybody here. Today's training, guys, we're going to be talking all about first wisdom, then wealth. First wisdom, then wealth. King Solomon taught us that wealth always follows wisdom. In fact, it's interesting to me, and we're just going to jump right on in here. It's interesting to me that God gave Solomon this blank check. Like, Solomon, ask anything you desire. What would you like? And Solomon's like, I would like wisdom. Please just give me the wisdom I need to lead your people. And something so interesting happened here because he desired wisdom, because he went after wisdom first, everything else followed, right? Because he desired wisdom, wealth followed, relationships followed, health followed, everything else is a domino effect. It's downstream from wisdom. And that's why we need to pursue wisdom first, then wealth. Wealth is a byproduct of wisdom. And if you're taking notes, write this down. Wisdom is the root, and wealth is one of the fruits. And you know, and I know that you can't have fruit first, right? No, you need to grow the root first. And as soon as you get the root established, then the root does the rest of the work, and then the fruit comes secondary. And every person in the whole entire world, everybody appreciates the fruit, but very few are willing to be stewards of the root. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So does anybody here have the desire to get wealthy? Hopefully both hands are up going, me. Yes, I would love to get wealthy. Then I'm going to show you today, guys, instead of pursuing wealth, you need to be pursuing wisdom, all right? And that's where people get it twisted. They try to pursue wealth before wisdom, and that's not how it works. Come with me to Proverbs chapter 8. I'm going to just jump into the Bible here. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 10 and 11. We've all read this before. We've all seen it before, but let me lay a foundation. Let me lay some context for the concept. Okay, Proverbs chapter 8, verse 10 and 11 says, and I'm just going to read here off my screen here. It just says this, this is wisdom speaking, choose my instruction rather than silver, and knowledge rather than pure gold. For wisdom is far more valuable than rubies, and nothing, someone in the comments say nothing you desire can compare with it. Wow and wow. Incredible here, guys. So what we're learning here from King Solomon and the spirit of wisdom instructing us through King Solomon is that number one, wisdom is better than rubies, it's better than diamonds, it's better than gold, right? Wisdom and knowledge and understanding, like when we pursue these things first, like everything else follows. Interesting, right? So that alone shares with us, it teaches us that wisdom is far more greater than treasure, right? So instead of trying to pursue the treasure, instead of trying to pursue the wealth, we must pursue wisdom first, okay? Wisdom is more valuable than riches, silver, gold, rubies, diamonds, not the other way around, right? And I submit to you, here's an idea I want to submit to you guys and gals, okay? One of the reasons why most people struggle financially is because they're asking God for money instead of asking God for wisdom, right? Like, God, we need a financial miracle. And God's like, I'm going to take care of you. I'm your provider. I'm your father. I'll take care of you. But you don't need a financial miracle. You need wisdom. Some of you guys and gals have heard my story before. I had somebody very close to me recently call me up and was in a financial bind. We need a financial miracle. Can you please help? Would you please give me some money? And I said, well, here's the punchline. I will absolutely pray for you. I will absolutely come into agreement with you that you'll get out of this pickle. But I also want to submit to you, you don't need a miracle. As they kept saying, I just need a miracle. I just need a miracle. And I said, you don't need a miracle. You need wisdom. In fact, wisdom is better than miracles. Wisdom's a principal thing, guys. So one of the reasons why so many people, they stay in lack, they stay in scarcity, they never level up is because they're too busy asking God for money when you should be asking God for wisdom. In fact, if you're taking notes, write this down. I'll come to the board and I'll ink some of these out here. I put together a couple cool phrases for you guys. So number one, instead of asking God for cash, ask him for capacity. Uh-oh. How many of y'all know to whom much is given, much is required, right? God, please give me money. And God's saying, yes, money. I understand you need money. I'll help you. But before you need money, you need the capacity to be able to steward it, right? So number one, instead of asking God for cash, ask him to increase your capacity. Number two, check this one out. Instead of asking God for abundance, ask him for ability. Oh, do you feel some wisdom speaking to you? I sense a little spirit of wisdom on this. Like, okay. Instead of asking God for more abundance, ask him for more ability, right? Because if you can't be entrusted with the little that you have and you don't have the capacity or the ability to steward the little that you have, why in the world would he entrust more to you? Right? God, please, we need money, help me. God's saying, that's awesome, I'll take care of you, but more than money, more than abundance, you need to seek ability, right? So don't just ask God for cash, ask him for capacity. Don't just ask God for abundance, ask him for ability. And watch this, number three. Instead of asking God for the spoils, ask him for stewardship. Instead of asking God for the spoils, ask him for stewardship. Guys, there's when I say, like, there's so many people who have the desire, like everybody wants to be a millionaire, but very, very few people are willing to grow their capacity, grow their ability, grow in stewardship. And they don't want the responsibilities that come with being a millionaire. In fact, Rum, do we have that picture? I prepared something very special for you guys here. Check this out. This is just one of my monthly bills. There at the top left, you will see there $166,000, $697.13. Okay, Rum, you can bring me back on there. Guys, this is just one of my monthly bills. Just one. This isn't even like all of them put together. This is one monthly bill. And everybody wants to be a millionaire until these multiple six-figure bills start coming every month. And by the way, I'm not worried about that. That's just part of the game, right? Like when you start elevating to higher levels, that's just part of the game, right? And by the way, please hear me. I didn't start there, right? Like just like many of you guys and gals, I wasn't just like, oh, $166,000 bill, no problem, poof, right? I wasn't always there, right? I started with, oh my gosh, we got this random $100 bill. What should I do? How do I do this? And then it went to like, oh my gosh, we got these random $1,000 bills or $2,000 bills. Oh my gosh. And then leveled up in that and leveled up to the next level and leveled up to the next level. And now it's like just part of the game, right? And so, yes, like I want to be a millionaire. That's awesome. But before you try to pursue wealth, you should pursue wisdom. Why? Because instead of asking God for cash, you should ask him for capacity. Instead of asking God for abundance, you should ask him for ability. And instead of asking God for the spoils, you should ask him for stewardship. And here's why, right? First wisdom, then wealth, okay? If you have the desire to grow your capacity, then by all means, pursue wisdom with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, right? Yes, of course, please hear me. I'm not saying like, chase this more than Jesus, of course. But here's the thing, Jesus, he is the spirit of wisdom, right? Like in our pursuit of him and our pursuit of his presence, we are also pursuing the spirit of wisdom, right? And the cool part about this is that when we pursue wisdom first, and for those who don't know, I've taught on this a number of times, but the Hebrew word for wisdom is the word shakma. I'm probably saying that wrong, okay? But the Hebrew word for wisdom is the word shakma. And guess what it translates to? It translates to the English word skills. When you ask God for wisdom, you're not asking, like a lot of people have the understanding like, God, please give me wisdom. And somehow God's gonna like poof some like woo-woo into your life, poof, ta-da, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm wise. And you're like, on top of a mountain with a flowing white beard and you're like majestically robe is blowing in the wind and you have a staff somehow and you're like, I'm wise. Like that's not how wisdom works. The way that God brings wisdom is you go, God, please, I'm asking for wisdom. And God's like, okay, cool. I'm going to allow a couple of new obstacles in your path. I'm going to allow a couple of new problems in your way because you asked me for wisdom, and the way you're going to grow in wisdom is you must grow your skills. You must become very skilled at solving problems, because the more skilled you are, the more wisdom you have. And so when you're skilled at solving problems, when you're skilled at finances, when you're skilled at relationships, when you're skilled at health, when you're skilled at speaking, when you're skilled at human psychology, when you're skilled at your craft, that's when you have wisdom in those areas. And the most fantastic part about all of this, guys, that is just mind-blowing to me, is that this concept of wisdom first, then wealth, it's proven so many times in the Bible. In fact, come with me now to the book of Proverbs, and I'm going to break this down for you here. Check this out. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 18, okay? Proverbs 8:18 says, with me, this is wisdom speaking, okay? With me, wisdom are, watch this, riches. With wisdom are riches, honor, enduring wealth, and prosperity. Okay? So Proverbs 8:18, wisdom is speaking, and wisdom is saying, with me, wisdom, are riches, honor, enduring wealth, and prosperity. For the average person, you might just be reading by and just think like all that, well, that sounds like all the same thing to me. It's not, okay? With wisdom comes, number one, riches And what are riches? Riches are the money or the material possessions. So when you get wisdom, okay, wisdom is going to bring with her the money and the material possessions that you might desire. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with desiring money or material possessions as long as you can own them, as long as they don't own you. Nothing wrong with that. I don't care that my kids want, a new controller for their video game. Like, who cares? I would love for you to have one. Cool. Oh, you want a new hat? Cool. My son wanted a new pair of sunglasses and a hat the other day. Cool. I'm not against it. Like, no, don't you know that if you have too many hats, then, it will cause you to not have to trust in my ability to provide for you anymore, son? That's a religious way of thinking, like, oh, we don't want to have too much money or too much material possessions, because if we have too much material possessions and it's going to lessen our need for God. Like, no, that's not how it works. That's a poverty, scarcity, lack, orphan mentality, okay? Sons and daughters understand that in God, in our Father, there's always more. And as long as He is our everything, He doesn't care how much stuff we have, right? Especially if it's to the point where, like, if my son has, more than enough, whatever, hats and sunglasses, he likes those, and he's like very willing to just give them away to friends, which he does all the time if they want them. Cool, I don't care at all. I'll buy you as many hats and sunglasses you want, buy as many pairs of shoes as you want. I don't care. That's awesome. You having 14 pairs of shoes does not lessen your ability to trust in me if you were just to have 2 pairs of shoes. Are y'all getting this? Like, that's the religious mindset. Like, we can't have too much because then we don't rely on God. No, that's not how it works. That's an orphan mindset, okay? So when you pursue wisdom, wisdom has sidekicks, because wisdom first and then wealth. When you pursue wisdom first, wisdom brings all of everything else with her, like we saw with Solomon. Solomon, here's a blank check. What do you desire? I desire wisdom. Cool, because you didn't ask me for all the stuff, you're going to get all the stuff, because that's how wisdom works. When you pursue wisdom first, you get everything else. So number 1, Proverbs 8:18, with wisdom, number 1, are riches, which are the money, the material things, okay, the material possessions. Number 2, when you get wisdom, you also get honor. What is honor? Honor is favor with God and with man. Ooh. How in the world did Jesus, interesting thought, okay? Jesus himself grew in favor with God and with man. Interesting, first and foremost, if Jesus, the Son of God, had to grow in favor with God and with man, guess who else is going to have to grow in favor with God and with man? You are, I am, right? So it's not like, yes, Jesus, the Son of God, but he still needed to grow in favor with God and with man. How did this happen? Because as Jesus grew in wisdom, he grew in honor, which is favor with God and man. Many of you here, it's so interesting. When you begin to pursue wisdom first, okay, and you get wisdom first, we're going to see here in just a second, Proverbs 4 tells us that wisdom's the principal thing. In all you're getting, get wisdom. When you pursue wisdom first, okay, when you begin to say, God, I want to grow the skills of my life in these different areas. In the book of Ephesians, where it says that you would grow in the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of Jesus, that's literally saying we should grow in the skill of having knowledge with Jesus, right? But wisdom in the knowledge of Jesus isn't the only wisdom. There's wisdom in finances. There's wisdom in business. There's wisdom in marketing. There's wisdom in crocheting. There's wisdom in public speaking. There's wisdom in pastoring. There's wisdom in missions. There's wisdom. There's all kinds of different wisdom. And when we grow our skills in those places, the most incredible thing happens. The more skilled you become, the more you can solve problems for other, and the more you can solve problems for others, the more you can solve problems for others, the more you're going to grow in favor with everybody around you. And by the way, we don't grow in favor with God by solving problems for him. We grow in favor with him as we connect with him, as we do pursue becoming more skilled in our ability to understand who he is. Is anybody getting this? If you're getting this, drop some fire emojis down in the comments, okay? So when you pursue wisdom first, number one, wisdom will just bring riches with her. She'll bring the money, she'll bring the material possessions if you get wisdom. Number two, when you get wisdom and you pursue wisdom first, wisdom will bring honor with her. She'll bring favor with God and with man with her. Number three, wisdom, when you pursue wisdom first, wisdom also brings enduring wealth. What is enduring wealth? I'm glad you asked. That is generational wealth. You might be sitting here going through the training today going, this idea of like creating enough wealth for multiple generations, it just sounds so overwhelming. And I understand. But when you grow in wisdom, guess what's going to happen? You're going to become more skilled. You're going to start having more favor. And the more skill, the more favor, the more rich you become, you're going to start piling this stuff up, learning how to become skilled in investments, tax strategies, right? In waterfall methods. If you don't know what that is, check it out later. You're going to begin to grow in skill in your finances. And very, very soon, you're going to start saying, oh my gosh, building generational wealth is not nearly as complicated as I thought. It is when you don't have skill, when you don't have wisdom on how it works. And it isn't when you do have skill, when you do have understanding, when you do have wisdom on how generational wealth actually works. When you get wisdom first, wisdom is going to bring the ability of skill so that you can actually build generational wealth and not just focus on you like, oh man, I'm struggling. I need to get out of this. God, I need a miracle. That's fine. But wisdom is going to help you go, how do I build not just for me, but for my children and my children's children? And wisdom says, hey, with me, I'll bring the enduring wealth. Just continue to pursue me. Continue to seek out wisdom. Continue to learn how to sharpen your skills. Guys, here's the punchline, okay? So many people with scarcity mindsets, with lack mindsets, with average mindsets, the second a problem comes up, everyone's like, oh, this is so hard. Oh, I feel like giving up. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, man, this is so tough. That's how most people respond. But people who are wise, when problems come up, we don't go, oh my gosh, this problem is bigger than me. Oh, I need a miracle. Oh, this is so hard. Why me? Instead of approaching it like that, people who are wise, we go, oh, here's a new problem. How can I solve it? That's it. Because we understand that problems are not something sent to destroy us or to break us. Problems, through the lens of wisdom, are sent to build us. And when we can use our skills and figure out the puzzle and overcome the speed bump and figure this thing out, guess what happens? You just became more skilled. You just became more wise. And the more wise you can become, the more incredible things start happening to you in your life. Interesting. One of those things being generational wealth. Okay. Number 4, when you pursue wisdom first, okay, not only do you get the money and the material possessions as a byproduct, not only do you grow in favor as a byproduct, not only do you grow generational wealth as a byproduct, but prosperity. What is prosperity? Prosperity is health in all areas. Aha! How do I know this? Because the book of John tells us, beloved, I pray that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. What does that mean? It means when you pursue wisdom first, okay? When you pursue the ability to grow in skills and understanding and knowledge before pursuing anything else, guess what's going to happen? Like something remarkable happened in my life in the past 2 years. I was flourishing in my business, in my spiritual walk, in my marriage, in my family, in my finances. I've been flourishing and flourishing and flourishing. But the one area of my life 2 years ago that was not flourishing was my health. Okay. And then I begin to read and discover all these scriptures and promises. And wisdom was in my ear going, Rick, what the heck are you doing? Like, everything in your life is lined up with wisdom except for this one area. This is not right, that your health is out of line. So guess what I had to start doing? I had to start becoming skilled in wisdom when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to working out, like when it comes to my habits, when it comes to my lifestyle. And before I knew it, the more I began to pursue skill in that area, the more I begin to work on my health, the more I begin to prosper. Even as my soul prospered, I would grow in wisdom and, oh, okay, I see how nutrition works now. I see how this works now. Okay, I'm going to learn how to check my blood work. I've never done that before consistently, right? Like, wow, I should really try to start checking on my markers and watching it. I should move more. I should exercise more. I should learn how to cut out sugars, and I should learn how to do this, that, boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, I begin to become healthy. I begin to prosper. And so I wasn't just prospering in my soul and in my spirit and in my relationships. I begin to prosper in my body as well. Beloved, I pray that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. Guys, here's a punchline. Real wisdom is not just, it doesn't just cover one area. Real wisdom is not just wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of Jesus. Yes, that is a absolutely incredibly important part. But real wisdom covers everything. Real wisdom is going to take care of the money situation. It's going to take care of your relationships. It's going to help you build for generations. Real wisdom is going to help you become healthy in every single area, emotional, spiritual, physical. Like, the true sign of wisdom is that this person is prospering in every area. And if you're not prospering in every area, then you haven't fully grown in wisdom in that area yet. That's just the punchline. That's how it works. Are y'all getting this? Is somebody getting this? If you're getting it, let me know in the comments. Say, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. I'm trying to teach y'all how wisdom works, okay? If you desire to have an incredibly blessed life, stop trying to pursue the fruit of it and start stewarding the root of it. Wisdom first, then wealth. Wisdom first, then prosperity. Wisdom first, then enduring wealth. Wisdom first, then favor with God and with man. Wisdom first, everything else second, right? If you get wisdom first, then all the wealth, all the prosperity, all the abundance that you desire will just come to you, because wisdom, with me, wisdom are all of it. When you pursue wisdom first, you get everything else. Solomon, here's a blank check. What can I do for you? What would you like? Ask anything. I just want wisdom. Aha! Because you ask for wisdom, you get everything else. Are y'all getting this? Are y'all seeing this? This is how it works, guys. A big part of, if you're taking notes, write this down, okay? A big part of wisdom is the skill to make decisions that serve your destiny. A big part of wisdom is the skill to make decisions that serve your destiny. And why do I say the skill to make decisions that serve your destiny? Because the punchline is this: most people don't have the skill to make wise decisions, let alone decisions that affect their destiny, right? Like, whenever you are out of shape and you're obese, like I was 2 years ago, right? You're not making health decisions in a wise way that affect your destiny, right? If your finances are out of whack, right? And you're like, oh God, I need a miracle. You have not had the skill yet to make the decisions that affect your financial destiny. If you haven't yet built something for multiple generations in your wealth and in your financial situation, it's that you haven't yet developed the skill to make the correct decisions that affect your generational wealth destiny. Are y'all getting this? A massive part of wisdom is the ability to make skillful decisions that serve your destiny. In fact, and I'm going to wrap with this, okay? In fact, I submit to you, you cannot claim to be wise and not have the fruit of all of this happening in your life. Why do I know that? Because of Luke chapter 7, verse 35. Luke 7, verse 35 says, wisdom is justified by all her children. Wisdom is justified by all her children. So what does that mean? That means only the fruit of your life can be a sign if you are wise or not. Don't tell me, don't claim to be wise if your health is out of whack. Don't claim to be wise if your finances are out of whack. Don't claim to be wise if your relationships are out of whack. Don't claim to be wise if you don't have the fruit of wisdom, because you don't have yet the fruit of wisdom, because you have not yet grown a deep enough root of wisdom. Are y'all getting this? First wisdom, then wealth. First wisdom, then everything else. I want to highly suggest to you guys and gals, as you are in your journeys of business and finances and becoming the person that it takes to turn your financial situation around forever, for every generation coming beyond you. And it's possible for you. And those of you guys and gals listening right now, you are the one who is going to do this. But before any of this can happen, please, my friends, please don't just pursue the money. You must pursue wisdom, because guess what? Wisdom is better than rubies. It's better than diamonds. It's better than gold. It's better than anything you desire. In fact, I'm going to wrap here with Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs 4, I love this. This is actually why I named my business what it is. My business is named Get Wisdom. Okay? Proverbs 4, verse 7 says this. Wisdom is the principal thing in all you're getting. In all you're getting, get wisdom. In all you're getting, get understanding. I'm telling you guys, everything unlocked for my wife and I when I stopped trying to pursue the fruit and I started growing the root. Okay? If you get wisdom first, then all the wealth, all the favor, all the abundance, all the prosperity, all of that, all the stuff that you desire, it will come as a byproduct. And then I'm going to just end one more time, guys, with this one last thought. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. If it's been helpful, drop some fire emojis in the comments. I'm going to end with this last thought here, guys. One more time, reminding you, instead of asking God for cash, ask Him for capacity. Instead of asking God for abundance, ask Him for ability. And instead of asking God for the spoils, ask Him to make you a better steward. Thank you so much for joining me for today's training. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell. We've got lots more trainings coming for you here on YouTube. And by the way, if you haven't yet, go click the link and join me for my next Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge. You will not be sorry. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next training.